Hello everyone, I hope we're all doing good and you've been enjoying some sun over the weekend. I definitely am right now. I just got back from my daily walk and I thought I filmed this quick introduction outside. So today we've got Charlie Brodie back on the channel. You might remember her from the meditation we did together and also from her video about how to stay motivated. Today Charlie's introducing us to a mind management tool. It's all based on a book called the Chimp Paradox. It's quite a complex and long book, and it's all about understanding and managing your emotions. And especially at the moment, I think our emotions can be a little bit all over the place. So Charlie actually tells us about some of the things that you can do, some of the tools that you can actually use to feel calmer and happier and even more confident. So she explains it really, really well in her video. I really encourage you to take the time to actually watch the video. It's really, really great. So here you go.
Do you often feel like you're battling against yourself with questions such as, why did I react like that? Why does my mood change so quickly? Why do I feel this way? Why do I worry so much? And how can I control my anger? My name is Charlie Brodie, and today I'm going to talk you through a very exciting and powerful mind management model known as the Chimp Paradox. It was developed by Prof Steve Peters, and this could help you become calmer, happier, more confident, and it will even help you stay connected both to yourself and to others. The model explains the struggle that takes place within your mind, helping you to understand why you do the things you do, and how you can apply this knowledge to everyday life. The model breaks the brain down into 3 key areas. The first of which is your limbic system, known as the chimp. The second is your prefrontal cortex, known as your human. And the third is the parietal lobe, known as the computer. These 3 parts of your psychological brain try to work together, but unfortunately they often clash, which is where the challenge can be. Our chimp has evolved since our ancestors were monkeys in the jungle. It is a primal system that serves to keep us alive from danger. The chimp processes information through feelings and emotions, and speed is a priority for survival, so it doesn't take time to make complicated decisions. It quickly assesses the situation and rapidly reaches a judgment and conclusion. With a heightened sense of danger, these animalistic approaches to situations result in the fight, flight, or freeze reaction. Now, if you think back, there may have been times where you felt threatened in some way, and you've wanted to fight it head on, or maybe you wanted to run away from the situation, or maybe you even froze, not knowing what to do. As you can see, these techniques may have been useful in the jungle, but not in modern day society. From the examples I've given you, you can probably recognise when your chimp has been in charge. It tends to be those moments where you act paranoid or irrational, or you're very quick to react. It's very much a spontaneous emotion reaction when your chimp is in charge. It can also be that part of you that maybe you've decided to go on a diet. It's that deep niggling part of you that really wants to have a slice of cake or a donut, because it's all about instant gratification and not the long-term result. Now let's introduce your human. This part of your brain helps you to understand and rationalise the complicated world around you. It is evidence-based and likes to make rational decisions. It can be slower and make much more complicated decisions, as it likes to gather the facts. Now, this can be a problem because by the time your human has actually made its assessment, your chimp may have already reacted emotionally. The human is forward-thinking and considers all the consequences of our behaviours. An example of when your human is in charge could be when you are torn between making a decision and you're really trying to think of each of your options. Another example could be following an emotional reaction. After you've had time to process and take in different perspectives, you'd wished you reacted differently because you know that there's going to be a consequence to your behaviour. The key here is that both your chimp and your human want the best for you, but they're considering the information they receive around them in different ways. The chimp is reacting quickly based on emotions, and the human reacts much slower based on logic and consequence. Now let's introduce your computer. This is essentially the storage area. From birth, it has been fed information from your chimp and your human, and it automatically uses this information to react, referencing your thoughts, beliefs, and values. It is therefore important that your chimp and your human are feeding the right information through, as this becomes embedded into your autopilot behaviours. What's interesting is, this part of your brain reacts 4 times faster than your chimp and 20 times faster than your computer. So it is these automatic behaviours that essentially are driving you through your day. So the idea of personal development is to essentially update your computer so that your automatic or autopilot behaviours are more productive to the results that you want. So how do we make this happen? Well, the first step is to be a little bit more consciously aware of your behaviours so that you're not simply living on autopilot. The next step is to recognise when your chimp is in charge and may actually be causing you more problems in the moment and impacting your future, rather than your human being in charge, allowing you to act the way you want to get the results that you want. Now, this can take some time to practice, but the more you do, the more it's likely to become an automatic behaviour, a new habit, a new pattern of behaviours that can automatically happen if the situation was to arise again. Now that you know the theory, let's talk practical techniques that you can implement today that will have an effect and allow you to override your chimp when it's in control and puts your human back in the driving seat. One thing to note about the chimp is that it only really offers you suggestions and invitations on how to act or think. And often you will recognise them quite easily because they're negative and it's not the way you want to think or feel or act. The other thing to remember when managing your chimp is that it can often be fast and strong, so willpower alone may not be strong enough to override it, which is why Steve Peters outlined 4 key strategies that you can use to quieten down your chimp and put your human back in charge. The first strategy is to exercise your chimp. This is where you let your feelings out in a safe place. This could be privately with a person that you confide in, somebody that won't pass any judgment. Once your chimp has had the chance to express itself, it is calmer and easier to reason with. The next technique is boxing your chimp. Use your human side to talk to your chimp with truth and logic. You can hear your chimp and then offer alternatives. For example, if you have to do a public talk, a presentation, or an interview, your inner chimp might make you scared and anxious. So use your human to consider any alternatives. What would happen if it went really well? Or what would happen if I didn't do it? You may have to practice this over time, but eventually it will become easier and move to an automatic behaviour. Sometimes you may need to exercise your chimp before it can be boxed by your human. The next 2 techniques are short-term focused, when you need to temporarily divert or distract your chimp. Rewarding your chimp. Effectively, you're giving your chimp a banana. For example, if you work on your CV or you complete 3 things on your to-do list, then you get to watch your favourite episode or have your favourite dessert for dinner. The last technique is to distract the chimp. This is ideal for those high emotion situations where the chimp may react with an angry outburst. Taking a moment to count down from 10 allows time for your human brain to step in and have an alternative reaction. Now, this video was a very condensed version of what I learned from the Chimp Paradox mind management model. There is so much more that you can learn from the book, but hopefully you've had a few insights from this video that you can take forward to use and make some changes in your own life, whether you just start to become more consciously aware of when your chimp might be in charge, or even if you put some of these strategies in place and recognise the difference they make to your results and the outcomes that you get. The other thing you might notice is that you will recognise when other people's chimps are in charge. Now, I wouldn't go ahead and accuse them of that might not go down so well, but consider how you can manage that relationship, utilising the same strategies. If somebody's chimp is currently in control, then what strategies would your human mind do to manage that relationship more effectively?